friends. So today I am actually going to start making some cinnamon scented personalized stocking ornaments. Now I know that's a mouthful, but these are super simple, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jazz up these really basic stockings. These were actually really cheap stockings. I ended up getting these at Hobby Lobby for $4 a piece. So they're not like the best quality stocking, but I'm going to jazz them up a bit with these cinnamon scented little ornaments that are going to hang off the top of the stocking, and they're all going to be personalized, one for each one of us in our family. So I kind of want to show you the ingredients that you're going to need and how you're going to go about doing this. It's actually a really simple project. It looks like I have a lot of stuff here, but it's for the most part pretty easy, and pretty much everything you can get from the dollar store. So including the stockings, you can buy like the dollar stockings at the dollar store. I just happened to see these ones at Hobby Lobby, and they're kind of like a velvet material. So I don't know, I kind of thought they were neat. I hadn't seen anything like this before, so I figured I'd try these ones out. So the ingredients that you're gonna need is you're gonna need some ground cinnamon, and I actually picked up two full this is the 2.37 ounce containers of the ground cinnamon. You're going to use one whole one plus a good portion of another one, because you're going to need a total of 1 cup of cinnamon. You're also going to need some ground clove, some ground nutmeg, and I know that the spices that you can get at the Dollar Tree as well. These spices right here, the Spice Classic, came from my grocery store, and they were 99 cents a piece. And then these ones I've already had at home on hand, so I just used those. You're also going to need some applesauce. You can get that at the Dollar Tree. You're only going to need a cup of it. I had the cinnamon applesauce on hand from my grocery store, so I'm going to use that. You can use white glue or Mod Podge, because you're going to be using 2 tablespoons of white glue or Mod Podge. So you're going to need that. You're going to need stockings, and there's 4 of us, so I have 4 stockings. You're also going to need a straw, and that's going to be used to make the little holes so you can string the ornaments. I'm actually going to use the little gingerbread man. This is my small gingerbread man, and I'm thinking he's a good size for an ornament. I might even try to use the reindeer one. It's a little bit more intricate, detailed, so I don't know how that's going to come out, but he's a good size, so I'm going to use those 2. Then for more decorating, I'm going to use another package of these white snowflakes, and these came from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use some more of these small little bells that came from the Dollar Tree that this is what I had left over from my Pottery Barn inspired napkin ring holders. I have 2 more of these larger bells, and this was from another project from the Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to be using some extra fine white glitter, because I'm all about the glitter. You don't have to do this glitter part if you don't want to, but I am going to, because I love to have a little bit of glitter in my Christmas decorations. I'm going to use my red ribbon. It's just a thin red ribbon, and some twine. And then over here, basically what I have laid out is just one of these pre-cut cookie sheets, the parchment paper cookie sheets that kind of fit right in your cookie pan. I'm not going to be cooking these in a cookie pan. I'm actually going to be using this round pizza. It's a round pizza pan that's got the holes through it, and I'm only using this because I think it might dry these out better than if it was sitting in a flat cookie pan. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. We'll have to kind of see. It's kind of like an experiment to see how it comes out. But that's what I'm going to use. I kind of have everything already pre-measured out right here. This is all the same stuff that I have over here. You're going to need a bowl. You're also going to need a rolling pin, and that's going to be it. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I have my small bowl right here, and I'm going to put all of my ingredients that I measured out. And again, it's going to be 1 cup of cinnamon. So I'm going to empty that right in there. It's going to be 2 tablespoons of the ground clove. Put that right in there. 2 tablespoons of nutmeg. And 1 cup of applesauce. Let's put that right in there as well. And then you're also going to need 2 tablespoons of glue. So I'm actually using the cap of my Mod Podge because that's about a tablespoon. So I'm going to actually just fill the cap up and use that, dump that right in there. These obviously are not edible when you're using the glue. I don't think they're edible anyhow. I wouldn't want to eat just a bunch of cinnamon and nutmeg without any flour base. I mean, they smell really good, but they're definitely not edible. So now I'm just going to mix this all up until it forms a dough. And it is going to be a little bit chunky at first. You might want to get right in there and use your hands, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to take my rings off and get right in there with my hands. Okay, so I've kind of gone right in there and created this dough, and it's definitely a different consistency than a flour-based dough. It's a little bit grainier feeling, but that's okay. So I'm actually going to split this in half because I'm only going to work with half at a time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of flatten it out on my parchment paper, and then I'm going to get my rolling pin and I'm going to roll it out as flat as I can. And I probably want a consistency of about 1/4 of an inch. So these actually don't need to be baked. You can actually let these just sit and air dry for, you know, a couple of days maybe. But if you want them to dry quicker, throw them in an oven, 200 degree oven for about 2 hours. Just making sure that they don't burn. Obviously 200 degrees is pretty low, so yeah, you're just basically drying them out. Okay, so I'm going to take my little gingerbread man guy here, and I'm going to cut out a gingerbread man cookie or ornament. And he's looking like he's going to do pretty good. I'm going to just peel away the part around him. And you might want to just kind of get a knife in there a little bit and just clean up the edges just a little bit, which I'm going to give you an overhead shot of this as well. So I pulled my little gingerbread man out of the rest of the dough, and I've kind of cleaned him up a little bit and fixed the edges a little bit. And now I'm going to actually take a straw, and I'm going to actually just stick it right in the top like this to make a hole for the ribbon. And there we go. You can see there's a little hole for the ribbon. So now what I've gone ahead and done is I want to personalize each one of these. So I've gone and just taken a toothpick and I've literally just freehand kind of like drawn in. This one's going to be for Jameson. So I've kind of just drawn in the letter J with the toothpick and kind of just pushed the sides down just so it kind of like engraves that letter J right into the front of his gingerbread man, or cinnamon man, I guess you could call him. So I'm gonna do this same thing for all of our ornaments. I'm gonna do 4 of them. I'm actually gonna attempt to make one of the reindeers just to kind of see how it comes out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it on the stocking or not, because it's going to be kind of hard to personalize this one. But I'm just curious to see how this one will come out for, you know, other types of decorations that I do with these ornaments. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, I'm going to take my remaining dough here and kind of like put it back into a ball and roll it back out. And again, this consistency of this it reminds me almost of Play-Doh. It's got that, it doesn't feel like a consistency like regular cookie dough. It's much more manageable, I think. It definitely feels like a Play-Doh. So it's pretty easy to work with. So I'm gonna roll this out and do 3 more gingerbread and try the reindeer. Now, a little tip that I've found useful is I find that it's easier to roll out and to remove the cinnamon mixture on my actual granite countertop rather than on the parchment paper. I feel like they stick to the parchment paper more so than they do just the regular granite countertop. So I think that it's easier just to do it right on the countertop, and it wipes right up afterwards. All right, so I tried out the reindeer and it looks like he came out pretty good. So this stuff actually works really good for more intricate, detailed cookie cutters as well. So I'm actually gonna do a couple more of the reindeer. I have all of our gingerbread, or I should say all of our cinnamon men, try saying that fast, cinnamon men, personalized over here. And I'm gonna stick these in the oven, and I have my oven preheated over there to 200 degrees. So I'm gonna stick these in there to start the setting process. They're not really baking, they're more or less just hardening and setting up. And while that's happening, I'm gonna make a few more of these little reindeer because these are super cute. I'm thinking about taking these, and once these are done, I'm gonna Mod Podge them and glitter them up and use them for ornaments somewhere because they just smell so good. Another little tip, if you feel like your dough is getting sticky, all you need to do is take a little bit more cinnamon like you would flour and sprinkle the cinnamon like on your hands and on the rolling pin, and it acts like flour does, and it just helps you to work with the dough a little bit better. But this dough, like I said, is much more of the consistency of like Play-Doh or even like that moon sand stuff. I know my daughter has had moon sand, and that's kind of what this feels like. So I will show you when these are all done setting, I'll show you what we're gonna be doing next. All right, so I had enough of the dough to make my 4 cinnamon men personalized that are in the oven right now, and I also had enough for 4 reindeer and 2 of these large like snowflake poinsettia type of ornaments. So what I'm gonna do is I actually poured a little bit more of the Mod Podge in my cap, and I grabbed a paintbrush, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put some Mod Podge on each one of these little reindeer, and I'm gonna sprinkle some of this extra fine glitter on top of each reindeer. Now what I'm thinking about with the reindeer is I have this really cute little tree over here on my countertop in my kitchen. I'm thinking I'm gonna put these little reindeer on that little Christmas tree because they smell so good, and I'd like to have some more of that cinnamony smell here in my kitchen. So that's what I'm gonna do with those. And then these 2 larger ones, I'm gonna take some of the Mod Podge and go around the edges and put that sparkle around the edges, and I'll probably put these maybe out in my woodland themed tree in my formal living room. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll kind of just do one just to show you. I'm literally just gonna paint it on, and these ones aren't dry or hard yet, but that's okay because the glue will help harden it all up. I'm just gonna paint on that Mod Podge. I have a hard time speaking today. Paint on the Mod Podge, and then grab some of this glitter and I'm gonna just sprinkle some of this glitter right on top. Just like that, and I'm just gonna let it dry. Just gonna let it dry, just like that. I'm actually not gonna remove the glitter or anything right yet. I can also later on scoop the glitter up in my parchment paper and dump it back in, but for now I'm just gonna let it dry like that. So I'm gonna do all of these and then around the edges. There they are, all Mod Podged and glittered up, and now I'm just gonna let these guys sit and dry. I'm probably gonna let them sit for at least a day or so. I'll check them maybe later tonight and see how they're doing, and maybe dump off the excess glitter. But for now, I'm just gonna let them sit. So it's been about 3 hours, and my little cinnamon men baked in the oven on 200 degrees for about 2 hours, and then I took them out and let them just air dry for another hour, and they are nice and hard now, and they're perfect for starting to decorate. And so what I did is, this is how one of them turned out right here. I actually strung it up, and I'm going to show you how I did this. You can see each one of them is personalized with our initials. So that came out really cute. I was kind of wondering how those were going to come out by using the toothpick and just making like an indentation of the initial, but it actually came out really well, and you can see it really good. So what I did is, I'm going to take one of these Dollar Tree snowflakes, and I'm going to cut the little tag that's on it off. And then I've got 3 of these little jingle bells that came from the Dollar Tree as well, and I'm going to hot glue 3 of them onto the snowflake. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then I'm going to just take a ribbon. I've actually pre-cut 4 ribbons, and this ribbon is about 12 inches in length. So I pre-cut 4 of them. So I'm going to take a ribbon and string it through, but I'll show you as I'm going what I'm doing here. So I've got my hot glue all warmed up, and let me just cut off that little tag piece. And I'm going to just put some hot glue on these little jingle bells, and I'm going to stick one on each edge of the snowflake. And I'm going to pull it off of my countertop so that the glue doesn't stick to my countertop, because that's what happened before. It stuck a little bit to my countertop. So now I've got the jingle bells on the snowflake, which just kind of gives that nice little sound of Christmas. Okay, so what I did was I came up through the bottom of my snowflake, one of the bottom center holes of the snowflake. So I came up through the center. Now I'm going to take one of my little cinnamon men, and I'm going to string. I'm actually just folding this ribbon pretty small so that it will fit through the hole that I made of the little cinnamon man. And I'm going to pull that through, and I'm going to pull the ribbon through quite a bit, about halfway. So this is what we've got right now. Then I'm going to go back through this top center piece right here. So that's what it's going to look like, just like that. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, and now it's jingly and it smells nice, and I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to take my stocking, which I've got a stocking right here, and from the little hook that's on the top of the stocking, I'm actually just going to tie my ribbon that I just made with my little ornament, my stocking ornament. I'm going to just tie that in a knot right onto the hanger of the stocking. So like the stocking, the part that hangs off of your fireplace. And again, just tie it in a little knot. And there you go. Nope, it flipped around. So there's your little stocking ornament. So I did 2 like this, and I'm going to do 2 using these large jingle bells. So I'll show you what those ones look like next. Okay, for the other 2 of the little cinnamon men, I took the large jingle bell and I cut off the little gold tag that was on it, or the little gold hanger that was on it. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of my 12-inch ribbon, and I'm going to fold it in half and fold it in half again so it makes a small little piece so that I can string right through my jingle bell like this. Alright, so now I've got my ribbon on my jingle bell, and I'm just going to make sure that both sides of the ribbon are evenly spaced. Then what I'm going to do is, this is a little bit tedious, but you want to make sure, again, you're going to fold the top of one again and make it really small. And I'm actually just going to trim mine just a little bit, because if there's any loose strings, sometimes they get caught up, because I'm going to actually use that to string through the back side of my gingerbread, or the back side of my little cinnamon guy here. And I'm going to pull the ribbon through the front. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, so the ribbon's coming from the back side through the front. Now I'm going to actually put a little bit of hot glue right on the bottom of him, on each leg. And I'm going to actually hot glue him right to the top of that jingle bell. So it's almost like he's sitting on the jingle bell. Just like that. And I'm just going to hold it there just for a couple of seconds until it sets. So now I have my ribbon and my little cinnamon guy on a jingle bell like this. And I'm going to take another one of my stockings that I have here, cut the tag off. And I'm going to tie him, like I did the other, right to the hanger, so he hangs off the corner just like that. And then I'll show you guys what they all look like together. All right, so here they are all together. I think they came out so cute, and it's nice that they have such a nice, like, warm scent to them, and they're each personalized, so we know which stockings is whose. And it's gonna go really nice on my mantle. I'm loving how they turned out, and I like how they're different. So actually I did the girls, myself and Alyssa, we have the snowflakes, and then the boys, Jameson and Sean, they're sitting on these big jingle bells. So I think they came out super cute. I'm gonna hang them up on my mantle, and I'll show you guys what they look like on the mantle. I also wanna show you what I've done with the little sparkly reindeer that we did. Here are the stockings all hung on the fireplace. And I just think they're so pretty up here. I put Alyssa's and Jameson's over here. And then mine and Sean's. I love the little sparkle that is on the stockings itself. They just look really pretty. So here are the little reindeer ornaments that I did. They have been out of the oven for a little while now, and the sparkles look so nice on them. The sparkles almost look green on the like cinnamon background. So I'm really loving how they came out. So what I did was I hot glued one of these little jingle bells to each one of the necks. So it looks like they've got some jingle bells on their neck. And I also did the same thing with these like large snowflake ornaments. I just hot glued a jingle bell to each little point of the poinsettia. I think it's a poinsettia. I think that's what those are. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some of this twine that I have here, and I'm going to cut some small pieces, and I'm going to string these up on the twine. And these little guys are going to go on that little Christmas tree that I have on my countertop. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these ones yet. I have to say though, these are like really nice. Not only are they like really cute for like an ornament for a Christmas tree or for a stocking like I did the other ones on, but these would be really cute if you strung them up and like use them with your gift tags on your gifts, because they just smell so nice. And I don't know, I think it would be just a nice little addition to like when any type of like gift or present that you wrap. So that's just another idea that I had for these as well. All right, so here is that little Christmas tree that is on my counters in my kitchen, and there's the little reindeer, and I'm loving these little reindeer. They came out so cute. And then I put the other poinsettia ones in on my woodland Christmas tree in my family room, and they look so good in there too. So anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little DIY. It was actually a lot of fun. I've never made these before, and I've made gingerbread ones, but I've never made the cinnamon ones. And I actually prefer making the cinnamon ones over the gingerbread because they're a lot easier to work with. So please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and stick around because I have more DIYs coming up before the holidays. Have a great night.